Last week, something hit soccer governance that nobody saw coming. The same guy who secured a free World Cup final ticket right in the Oval Office, who posed for photos smiling beside FIFA's president, who took home the FIFA Peace Prize last December and stood out as a premier face of this tournament's American chapter, publicly turned his back on Gianni Infantino, posting on his own platform in what IB Times UK called a scathing rant against World Cup greed. He did not hold back. World Cup ticket prices were predatory. The costs were simply insane. The organization was actively exploiting everyday football fans. That exact moment, a highly public split between two men who spent months playing best friends hit social media like a lit match hitting dry grass. Within hours, the clip went everywhere. Quote tweets, stitches, dunks, and massive reposts. FIFA's official comment sections got flooded with one loud observation. Even the guys at the very top think these ticket prices are a complete joke, and this was just the newest in a chain of viral moments that have, over the past 6 months, built something FIFA cannot contain or even figure out how to answer. A massive groundswell, no coordinated campaign, no official movement pushing a strict manifesto, just millions of individual football fans across every platform reaching the exact same conclusion from total opposite angles, all speaking the same language. Something went terribly wrong with this World Cup. Today, May 31st, 2026, just 10 days before the opening ceremony, let's break down this social media story, platform by platform, post by post, and what it actually says about where this massive tournament stands with the fans it was built for. Let's start with the moment most supporters remember as the true spark, not the latest drama, the very first one. The post that gave this whole online conversation a real target. Back in January 2026, a man named Mohammad Safa, the executive director of Patriotic Vision, holding special United Nations consultant status, posted a few short lines on X. He said he bought World Cup tickets, then he cancelled them. His reason took one paragraph. He did not feel safe. He described the fear of being labelled a threat, facing no charges, getting no hearing, without a trial, missing a phone call, completely without a lawyer. That post was never political commentary. It was just one guy's personal choice, laid out honestly, and it ripped through soccer social media in mere hours, screenshotted, translated into 6 different languages, and pushed by everyone from tiny fan accounts to massive international journalists, because it tapped into what millions of fans from dozens of countries were feeling. People with mixed emotions about flying to the United States right now, who finally heard their own quiet doubts getting spoken aloud. From that exact second, the online mood around the 2026 World Cup shifted entirely. People stopped just talking about hype and match predictions. It turned into debates about going at all, who to trust, and what to believe. TikTok ran with it the fastest. The algorithm pushed angry grievance content incredibly fast through early 2026. A TikTok showing FIFA's official resale platform with one ticket priced at nearly $11.5 million, the absolute highest asking price seen during the entire tournament build-up, racked up millions of views. The main caption everywhere was basically, "They aren't even trying to hide it anymore." Another format that blew up constantly was the raw screen recording, fans at their desks, narrating in real time while desperate to buy match tickets. The countdown clock hitting 0 before checkout. The browser session crashing and kicking them back to the virtual waiting room. Premium category 1 seats they waited hours for, suddenly moving to a completely different section the second the confirmation email dropped. Brett Brzezinski told CNN about living that exact nightmare. Hundreds of thousands of supporters instantly got it, because they lived through it too. The Pochettino and Weah clash brought the drama home. US national team midfielder Timothy Weah, starring at Juventus, gearing up for a home World Cup as a premier face of America's new soccer generation, publicly stated in May that tickets were just too expensive. His own manager, Mauricio Pochettino, brushed off the complaint, telling him to focus on soccer, not ticket sales. That blunt dismissal from the US head coach sparked a massive fire Pochettino never saw coming. American supporters quickly flooded social platforms pushing the exact same point. The players raised right here. The guys wearing the national crest, the whole reason this tournament feels personal to US soccer fans. Even they admit they can't afford it. And you just tell them to look the other way. That clip of Pochettino's reaction spread everywhere. The fan comments were absolutely brutal. Then came the halftime show news. May 14th, FIFA confirmed the first halftime gig in World Cup history. The lineup? Madonna, Shakira, and BTS. Football Twitter blew up instantly. The fan base split right down the middle, exposing a fracture that had been growing during the whole tournament build-up. On one side, the supporters who saw this as normal for a North American tournament. Over there, sports and massive entertainment shows always go hand in hand. On the other, purists who saw the ultimate red flag. To them, the tournament had abandoned real football values entirely, just blindly copying the American Super Bowl model. The most common reply from angry fans wasn't swearing or pure rage. It was just 4 simple words. This is not football. That exact phrase, "This is not football," turned into a massive viral movement without anyone even needing to use a hashtag, spamming FIFA's official posts, flooding clips of Infantino defending the gig, taking over news articles about dynamic ticket pricing. Those same 4 words united a global fan base. People couldn't find the exact technical terms for what felt wrong, but they felt it deep down. Football supporters Europe finally put those feelings into official terms. They openly accused FIFA of abusing their sheer monopoly power. They dragged them to the European Commission. They called the massive gap between promised ticket prices and reality a monumental betrayal of the sport. That bold statement blew up across every football fan community online. Nobody read it as boring legal text. It felt like proof. A major authority was finally validating what millions had screamed for months. But here is a crucial detail to focus on, because it totally shifts the reality of this online fan war. Not every viral World Cup rumor is true. One TikTok from late May 2025 racked up over 800,000 views. It claimed FIFA was dealing with a total logistical nightmare because thousands of traveling fans and national coaches were boycotting, meaning the United States might actually lose hosting rights. The story sounded wild, yet incredibly detailed, but zero evidence backed it up. Both Yahoo News and Snopes completely debunked it. There was zero proof FIFA planned to relocate games. Those massive numbers of complaints and threats to move just didn't exist on paper. Another wild rumor that caught fire in April claimed the United States government would ban World Cup tourists over anti-Semitic social media posts, and that entire groups of European politicians faced bans. International Business Times UK proved this was a massive exaggeration of official policy. The American Special Envoy for Anti-Semitism stated clearly that every single person gets judged individually. That blanket ban spreading across social media simply never happened. Then there was that January Mohammad Safa post, the one sparking the huge first wave of cancelled tickets. Fox 4 Kansas City covered it, adding one very critical detail. Fans claiming they dropped their tickets were actually just talking about random ballot applications that had already ended. After a ticket window shuts, you literally cannot back out of the draw. The viral post looked like a massive wave of returned tickets. The actual process didn't work like that at all. But none of this means the angry fans are wrong. That travel visa nightmare is totally real. That shady ticket pricing is proven and facing real legal probes. The stadium access issues are completely valid. This whole digital protest is driven by actual fan trauma and real anxiety, but the space between cold facts and viral rage forms the core of this saga. Inside that blind spot, FIFA discovered its harshest enemies and somehow its best possible shield. When an online rumor fails a basic fact check, FIFA uses it to label the entire fan backlash as fake news. When real facts hit, like the $11.5 million seat, the forced seat downgrades, the intense legal subpoenas from the Attorney General, FIFA stays completely silent. This tactical silence and cherry-picked fact-checking evolved into their primary PR playbook. 10 days out from kickoff, the online noise has created a World Cup split into two completely different realities. The corporate spin, insane demand, 500 million ticket requests, record-breaking cash, the biggest sporting event ever. The brutal fan reality. Match tickets nobody can afford, stadium seats totally different from the adverts, loyal supporters blocked by travel bans, and a ruling body facing heavy police probes. The crazy part? Both versions are actually true. The question is whether the tournament itself, the actual football, once it kicks off, confirms or complicates this. The social media has this unique dynamic with live sports. It fuels the outrage during the build-up, but it also supercharges the joy once the whistle blows. A genuinely breathtaking goal, a shocking upset, a flash of individual brilliance. These moments go viral on the exact same apps, pushing hashtag boycott World Cup. Often faster. The defining viral moment of the 2022 World Cup wasn't the human rights debate beforehand. It was Morocco storming to the semi-finals. It was the raw image of Moroccan players bowing down on the Lusail pitch and their fans creating scenes of pure color and noise that the whole world felt. That magic didn't erase the controversy around Qatar, but it dominated the timeline in a way the backlash simply could not match. 10 days from now, something will happen at the Azteca that sets the viral tone for the first 48 hours of this massive football tournament. A screamer, a clutch save, a roaring crowd, a moment football delivers when it decides to remind you exactly why you care. Whether that spark is enough to shift the focus away from the investigations, the ticket prices, and the empty hotel rooms, or whether this event is already too far gone for the beautiful game to rescue it, that is the massive question the next 6 weeks will answer. I am genuinely curious to hear your take. Is social media making this World Cup feel worse than reality? Or is it finally doing the hard journalism that traditional outlets simply haven't done loudly enough? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. These debates matter. If this breakdown gave you the full picture, hit the like button, subscribe if you aren't already. We are covering this whole story straight through to July 19th, hitting every angle every single day, 10 days. Then the ball rolls, and everything that happens next belongs strictly to the football.